You're such an asshole!
Morning, everybody. AssholeConsulting.com. I have a unique request here about the potential of working for two different employers based, and I'm going to keep it anonymous because he wanted a video, but he wants it to keep it anonymous, but they're both in the insurance field, and I'll kind of try to keep it anonymous yet address the concerns of the client. Hey, Aaron, I had an accountant friend do a financial analysis for me between two companies. He used the residual income valuation model, which is kind of like a discounted cash flow model, and capital markets, CAPM model, which is cute, but it's no besmirchment upon your accounting buddy, but I don't believe in those models worth shit. And plus they're for valuation, not whether you want to go work for one of these companies. So certainly you can use it to value these companies in terms of investment, but not analyze them in terms of whether you want to go work for them. He found that the abnormal earnings of the parent company is located in a place, and my company is located here in another place. That the company lost money every 6 years and bounced back. So I looked into that, and that's kind of normal for large publicly traded corporations. And the reason why is acquisitions and restructuring. So when, I'm trying to think of an example. When one company buys out another or acquires a large one, it's like you are eating a very large meal. It takes time to digest it. So there's going to be a year where earnings drop down temporarily because you're cutting fat and bloat from the other corporation you just acquired. You're getting rid of all the upper and middle management. You're streamlining and incorporating that new company into your corporate culture and corporate structure. And so there's like a year. Then there's also just not genuine, but occasional restructurings that companies do. They say, oh, we got a new technology, or we're going to reorganize our divisions and have people answer other people and eliminate some management along the way. We're going to move overseas, stuff like that. So again, that kind of slows down and you'll have a loss. So that's not uncommon that once every 6 years they got, quote, a bad year, but they're, it's like you're rebuilding your house or something like that. He also found that they had a net abnormal earnings being projected out for 7 years of 2017. He found that this company down in Texas had an insurance exchange and they were losing money based on market trends. They found that the abnormal earnings were in the negative for the next 7 years, but they're then still projected to be positive. So the abnormal earnings, which is what this residual income valuation model is based on. My concern is not the IT component of these companies, but the business people. I would like you to take a look at this with a quote on this and see if the job with the other company, the one that has it. See, it's not headquartered in Texas. That's what confused me. It's not headquartered in Texas. But they have a job down there, obviously. It was more of a risk than the job in Massachusetts. My concern is that the insurance company down in Texas goes down because of another economic collapse, and the company sees fit to replace the technology department with a ton of H-1B visas and lays me off. Compare this with the company in Missouri. They will simply just liquidate the company and relocate a lot of the engineers and IT support staff down to another state. I'm attaching a copy of this analysis, and I'd like that. Please let me know if the monitor. Okay. So here's the deal. Your buddy, hang on. Let me denote. This one is in Texas. Has a job in Texas, but it's not headquartered in Texas, but it's still in your home country, home state. Okay. So I looked at the financial statement, or not the financial statements, the evaluation that your buddy did, and he's right, but you are not concerned about the value of a company or abnormal or residual in earnings and income. From an employee, it is related. Yes, obviously you would like a company to make more profit into the future, and that tangentially ultimately determines the stability of the company. But right now you're concerned about the stability of the company. Now these two companies are in an industry that are very low risk, very boring actually. And their business model is to have a lot of debt because they're essentially taking proceeds from their clients, reinvesting it in the market, and then providing various products based on the rates of return on those products. So these are highly leveraged but very low risk entities you're dealing with. So one company, they got about 27. The one in Missouri, the one I think, hang on. No, this is the one you're considering working for. The one in Missouri has a slightly better equity position. They got about 27% equity relative to assets. And they got $4.2 billion in cash. The reason I look at cash is if something bad goes wrong, they have a couple losses. Will they be able to sustain and keep the company going if there's a couple bad years? The other one is much larger, the one in your home state, and has the job down in Texas. It's a lot larger. They have a little less equity, only 20%, and they have $8 billion. Now, you say, oh, well, they got more cash than the other company. Yeah, but they're 2.5 times the size of the other company. So that's actually a lower cash position relative to the liabilities that they have. So from my perspective, the one with Texas and the home state that has a little bit, but not much, not beyond industry average. So it's not like, oh my God, it's the ending. Also, the one in Missouri is growing by leaps and bounds, but that is largely due to acquisitions, mergers and acquisitions. And then the other one, the job in Texas, that one is not, but it's much larger. It's been around a lot longer. And again, I want to keep it anonymous. That one's been there for a longer time, but its earnings are not growing. But its earnings are not supposed to grow. One of these is a publicly traded corporation, and you're supposed to have your earnings grow. The other is technically a nonprofit where members who are also the clients get a share of the profits that's left over. So it's more like a co-op. So that entity has a culture that is not go, 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 grow, 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 make money, profit, profit, profit. It's certainly for efficiency, but it's it's kind of like a credit union. No, we're a membership. The corporate culture there's going to be a little bit different. As for which one I would consider getting a job, honestly, one, its valuation is irrelevant. The residual income earning, yes, it does tangentially speak to the stability and financial solvency of these entities, but not directly. That's what you look at the balance sheet for. When I look at the balance sheet, both of them are well within industry averages, so they're not tangibly different from one another. One is a for-profit company that is growing. The other is a long-term established non-profit co-op type of entity. What I would frankly make and in other words, it's equal risk with these companies for you going in as a STEM IT guy from an employment perspective. All right, none of them are gonna go bankrupt tomorrow. If one is going bankrupt due to economic factors, the other one likely is or has financial problems of their own. If I had to choose one, I'd say the one in Missouri because it's growing, and the other one is not. But again, both of these entities, I would say, are stable employers. So trying to determine which one you would go and work for, I think boils down to things outside of the company. So first, I would go and see if there's any websites that rank, like how nice is it to work at the place at this corporation? How nice is it to work at, look and see if there's like any kind of employer reviews that say, oh yeah, this is great, or they get, to like rate your professor, rate your boss. There's websites like that out there. Find out if these companies are rated and see what people are saying about it. But then the other thing I would say, I'm really tempted, if you get a job down in Texas, you ain't paying proper income taxes, and it's warm. The place you're at, it's not that cold, but they get winter, and it sucks there, and your taxes are fucking ass rapey. I would go to the Texas one, is what I would do. Because, again, it has nothing to do with the company. It has to do with state income taxes. But I would not worry about either. If anyone could come in here and give the H-1B visa and fire that, and all jobs suck. All jobs suck. All jobs suck. But as it stands right now, your buddy's valuation metrics aside, there's no tangible difference between these two when it comes to safety and stability and employment. So I would consider the Texas one if you could get down to Texas because it's warm and you ain't paying no income taxes. State, anyway. So, all right, hope that helps out. You guys got questions, go to assholeconsulting.com. We'll take care of you there. Toodles.